How's it going, Jeff Saxton here with How's it going? Jeff Saxton here with the Crypto Advantage. And I want to talk to you about uh, safety. A lot of people ask, is this safe? Is this whole cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, is this safe? Uh, they're worried about it. It looks volatile. It goes up and down. Right now, it's way up. Everyone wants to get Bitcoin right now, but will it fall down? Will it crash? Are we safe putting our money there? So a couple things that I recommend you do, and you need to talk to your financial investor or advisor. But what I recommend you do is take, you have a certain percentage that you're going to invest, whether that's retirement, mutual funds, whatever. Well, keep 80% of that in your low risk stuff, and then take 20% and put that in some high risk. You know, because with Bitcoin, really, it's such a growing thing that you want to take advantage of it, but you don't need to. You don't even need to put in a lot of money. So I would say take 20% of your investment earnings that you're planning on using and put that into Bitcoin. Okay. So is it safe? Well, take some money that you can afford to lose, and then you'll find out. Now you could take that money and put it into your mutual funds, and that's something that people do. Now, with your mutual funds, you probably know that you do have to keep your eye on that because sometimes you're not making as much money as you think. Is Bitcoin as safe as a bank? Well, let's see. You put your money into your bank, and I've done it. I have money in a bank, in a savings account, and you get a little bit, maybe 1 or 2% a year return on that, compounds over time. But, in the end of 10 years, you're going to have just a little bit more than you put in. So, I guess you're not in trouble, but how safe is that really when over here you can put some money into Bitcoin, and for example, the USI Tech exchange compounds daily. You get 1% a day. So I've been watching my packages, and they're getting 1% every day, after day after day after day. It's crazy. The growth is amazing. I mean, so in a way, you could say if you give me $1,000, I'll just put it into a USI Tech, and in a month, I'll take my 1,000 back, put it back in the bank. Now I've got no risk. It's all money that I wouldn't have had. That's another way you could do it. So, but I really recommend that. If you've got a lot of money and your job's really safe and your everything's really set for you, great. But the rest of us in America, we're struggling. We're having to find multiple streams of income. We're having to try to go somewhere else because the job we had for 20 years, they finally put in a brand new kid out of college, kind of took that over because they're half the price and they can get the same amount done in the mind of that employer, and suddenly you're looking for something else. And that story is being repeated day after day after day. How many friends do you know, maybe yourself, you were 1 year from your pension and then the company just decided to remove that area? Happens all the time. Maybe you worked really hard in your job and you advanced the company and you advanced the company and you thought the company would take care of you because you took care of it. And then what they do, they gave everything you built to some other person because that person convinced them. And the company didn't care because they're loyal to one thing. What? The company. Right? Are they loyal to you? No. If they have to, they will use you. They will take from you. And in some cases, they won't even tell you about it. They'll just do it. Thanks. But that's the company. So if you feel safe that way, great. But the rest of us have found that we need to take care of our money issues for ourselves. And I'm recommending that people, as soon as possible, take advantage of an unbelievable opportunity in the world of Bitcoin. And that's to, number one, join an amazing training club called the Bitcoin Wealth Club. And that's where you can get your training. And then secondly, once you start getting up on your feet and learning some things, then you can start actually making money in an amazing vehicle called, it's not actually a car, in an amazing exchange called the USI Tech Exchange. It's one of the longest lasting exchanges that's been around for a long time. It was around many, many years before Bitcoin was ever a thing, and it's going to be around after Bitcoin. It's not just Bitcoin that is traded in the USI Tech exchange. You can trade Forex, you can trade a lot of other things. A lot of folks that we would say are conservative think that's a safer place to be, doing some trading in your Bitcoin. It's not really trading. Bitcoin, you buy packages and then it kind of compounds. Now, I've told people that, the fact that you can go into USI Tech and buy packages of Bitcoin that compound not annually, like your savings in your bank, not monthly, but they compound daily. Can you imagine what it's like, which I get to experience this every day, to go in and see that my packages that I bought keep compounding every day. You see money every day. I mean, it's incredible. So yeah, I would definitely recommend the Bitcoin Wealth Club and USI Tech. Those two things together are kind of like the 1-2 punch. You get the jab and you get the knockout, and it's been fantastic. So that's what I recommend. If you're set financially and you don't need to do anything, you've got more money than you ever want, great. But the rest of us, we need to take some action. So now is a time of action. You're not going to have this opportunity forever. It's kind of a once in a lifetime opportunity to see this Bitcoin and cryptocurrency happening. We're going through a financial and a currency revolution. The Industrial Revolution happened over 100 years ago, and society today is still experiencing the advantages of that revolution. But those don't happen that often. So when we have a revolution of any kind in society, in the world, we're very, very fortunate. And you're fortunate because right now you're in the beginning of one. Now, how long will this last? What if it only lasts 3 years, Jeff? That's scary. Okay, you can look at it that way. I say this. It's not like this is your whole job. This is just a place where you can do a little more riskier investing. You can do your low risk investing in another. That should probably be your 403b or something like that. But how about do the higher risk, like 20% of what you might spend, is what I recommend people do. You can afford to maybe lose it in the first place. Instead of going to Vegas with it, put it into the USI Tech exchange and see what can happen with your Bitcoins multiplying every day in front of your eyes. I mean, there's nothing more inspiring than that. So that's just my 3 cents worth. Check it out for yourself, and I think you'll be very, very pleasantly surprised. Click the link below. You can not only join my personal fan page, my Facebook group, but you can also become and I really strongly recommend you become a Bitcoin Club member as soon as you can, Bitcoin Wealth Club, and then also as soon as you can, start your Bitcoin exchange, buy some Bitcoin packages in the USI Tech, and there's some other things that we're going to tell you about that will blow your mind. You think opportunity with the USI Tech, which there's great opportunity, but there's a lot more exciting stuff coming down the pike that would probably blow your mind. So for now, I've given you plenty of what you need to start. Go ahead and get things started, and we'll see you in my Facebook group and in Bitcoin Wealth Club. Thanks.